Oh, getting some people back. I don't know if anything's working or making any difference, but I'm trying to get the settings correct here. Trying to bring my chat box back up so I can see. Yeah, that's what it was. It was when I went in, signed in to type in the Poshmark link for Edith. It did something to the connection, and when I got out of it, it like disconnected the viewing part. So I had to create a new one before you could see my picture again. We got Zach in here this time. Hello, Zach. Welcome to our chat. We got 10 people watching. I don't remember how many we had before, but no. What do you mean announcements? What kind of announcements would I be doing? Edith, can you see me now? Can you see me now? Dennis, you said I'm back. Yeah, see, I'm not supposed to be signed in to my own live video when I'm filming because YouTube doesn't like it. And somehow when I got out of the live where I could type in the chat box, it disconnected it somehow, the picture. So I had to start a whole new live. See, that's why I can't do that. I didn't even think to see what the temperature was, see what it's dropped down to. How's Zach doing this evening? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? It's cold here. What kind of announcements would I be making, Zach? Yeah, but that was February 6th we did the drawing. Everybody was told you had to be in the in the live on February 6th at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's the night we did the drawing. I see you. I see you too, Dennis. It's 14 degrees right now, y'all. Oh, they changed it now. It's going to get down to 12 tonight. It'll be 19 tomorrow night, and the high tomorrow is only going to be 29. And then Friday night, it's going to be 26. The high Friday will be 34. And then Saturday, we expect rain, 19% chance of rain, 47 degrees for a high, 35 for a low Saturday night. And then after that, it seems to be going to be warming back up in the 60s and 70s during the day and in the 40s and 50s at night. So I'm hoping our little cold spell will be over after this week. And there's Vinny Saxena. Hello, how are you? Yeah, we had the drawing February 6th. I told people in every single live that we had, you got to be there February 6th at trivia night when we did the drawing to win. And I drew several names. I don't know how many names I drew. And they forfeited their win because they were not in live chat. You had to be in live chat when I called your name to win, or you forfeited. Yeah, so see, from now on, I'm just not going to sign in to leave anything in the chat like that because it'll mess up my live if I do. Big Will Most Hated. What? Grandma. I don't understand that name. Why would you name your channel Big Will Most Hated? I'm your long lost grandson. Well, my brother has a son, and he's Will. His name is William, but they call him Will. But he would not be my grandson. He would be my nephew. Well, thank you, Donna. But I guess you can call me your grandma. You're my lost grandson. I don't mind it at all. All the chat was gone. You got to go back to the old chat, the old live, the original one, after they processed the chat to be able to see the chat from the old video, the old live. Because I had to start a whole new live. That means it's a whole new chat box. Maybe he can mow your yard. Yeah, you come over and mow my yard when it needs it this summer. See, mods, that she don't love you. If she did, she would have adopted like I did. Yeah, when you stop one live and start another one, it starts from zero all over again. I mean, none of the old chat box is going to come up in the new live. But after the old one is processed, like tomorrow, the next day, you'll be able to rewatch the live that I ended tonight, and you'll be able to see the chat. My eyes are tearing up, y'all. Yeah, I hate it because I've lost so many people that left because the video part was completely gone. I don't know how it disconnected the whole video part, but it left the chat box going. That's crazy. Yeah, it's 14 degrees right now. Those fur babies, they're not fussing to go out. They don't want to go out. Lucky says, I like my little bedroom just fine. It's warm in here. There's Paula. She's back with us now, too. Yeah, somehow when I signed in to put that link for Poshmark in the chat, it disconnected the video part of it somehow. So I had to end the whole live and start a new one. But, that's why I can't do that. I can't be signed in. That's why I never respond in this chat box, because I'm not signed in. I'm looking at it like someone that's not a subscriber and being able to read the chat because I can't see it very good on the camera. But I can't type in the chat. I can answer you verbally, but I can't sign in to get in the chat. And there's MT. Hello, MT. What are you doing this evening? Staying warm, I hope. It's 14 degrees here tonight. Well, that's what the forecast said, but it says here 20. Let's see what the updated version is. It says it's 21 degrees right now. It's dropped that far, that much in just like 30 minutes. Yeah, it's strange, but at least we're back. Yeah, I can answer y'all verbally, but I can't type in the chat box because I'm really not signed in. The camera's signed in, but I can't work that. I can't type in the chat box over there on the camera. MT said it's cold here and I'm eating peanut butter crackers in bed. That sounds like a good thing to do. Stay warm while you're eating. Yeah, I think after these couple of days of this freezing temperature, it's going to warm back up. My garden should really start growing. I just hope that this few days doesn't kill my tree collards. They survived everything else. Maybe they'll survive tonight and tomorrow night. I'm hoping. Must have ate all the cowboy candy. No. I did a video though tonight. This afternoon on baking bread, and I did cut a slice of my bread and I put it in a pan, and I put butter on one side, and then I put it in the broiler, and I toasted it, and then I took it out and I put pepper jelly on it, and I ate that bread. It was so good. With that pepper jelly on that toasted bread. Oh, I love it. Edith said, my doctor said I may have a UTI. I don't know what a UTI is, Edith. It's 8 degrees in St. Louis. Woo, that's cold. Y'all have to tell me, what is a UTI? I'm dumb. Not yet. I'm saving that for my black-eyed peas or pot of beans. Well, my pepper jelly is so good on bread, toasted bread, or hot biscuit. Oh my gosh. Oh, urinary tract infection. That, yeah, they're not fun to have. I've had that several times. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm dumb when it comes to medical terms and abbreviations. But yeah, I've had those several times in my life, so I know what you go through with that. I was first. I wonder if we'll get Wilson back. He should have got the notification that we went live again. Donna P can't see me. Huh. I see you. That goes to show you I haven't had a urinary tract infection in many years, or I would have realized what UTI meant. Oh, you tried the watermelon rind jam, Tamara? It is good. I didn't fix any this. Well, yeah, I fixed those few jars, but that's all. I'm hoping to fix more of it this coming summer, though. And there's Too Tall Rob. Is it Burr in your area? We've had snow flurries off and on all day today, but none of it's accumulated on the ground. Very little this morning. -10 tonight. Oh, that's too cold. Well, it's only going to be like 13 here tonight. It was 10 last night. We haven't had any minus weather, though. Negative weather. Usually, though, they can clear up urinary tract infections fairly easy. They usually give me some kind of a pill, a prescription of pills, and I take them, and my infection's gone in a matter of a day or so. Yeah, you should be okay, Edith. I've had several times I've had infections like that. Sometimes when I'd go in for my yearly checkup, they always take a urine sample. They told me, well, you got a urinary tract infection. I said, what do you mean? I don't have any symptoms of one. They said, well, yeah, you do have one. You got a slight one. So they gave me the pills to take, so I took them. But, I didn't have any symptoms of it. But other times, yeah, I knew I had it. Yeah, usually a urinary tract infection is real easy to get rid of. They just give you some kind of a antibiotic to take for a few days, and then you're over it. You got food and water out for the critters. I'm back in hibernation mode with my TV and a movie. Have a good night. Okay, Too Tall, I can't even talk. Too Tall Rob, you have a blessed night. Take care, stay warm, stay safe. We'll see you next time. I'm going to have to put a cough drop in my mouth. That's one thing I don't like about baking bread. When I bake it, I eat too much bread. I don't need to eat all that bread. It's too fattening. But I love it. Especially when it first comes out of the oven. That was my dinner tonight, y'all. a great big slice of that home baked bread, toasted in the broiler with butter on top, and then I just smeared the whole thing with pepper jelly and ate it. That was my dinner. It was good. I had to put a cough drop in my mouth, so maybe I don't cough anymore. Yeah, usually a urinary tract infection is not much to worry about as long as you get treatment for it. You get an antibiotic, it clears it up pretty fast. I had canned tamales. Oh wow. I've never had canned tamales. I've never canned any either. Yeah, but I'll be definitely making more cowboy candy and relish and chow chow. And this summer I'm going by my old recipe for chow chow because I like it a lot better than the new recipe that I tried this last time. So I'm going back to my old recipe for that. And I definitely will be making some more pepper jelly because I love it. And I love the watermelon rind jam too. Oh, it's so good. You don't want the canned ones, Dennis? Are they not very good? Oh, that sounds good, Paula. I love crawfish, but I don't want the heads. I'll take the other end. They're kind of messy to eat, but they are good. I mean, they're not good, Dennis. Well, I'll know not to ever buy any then. No heads. Well, okay. I can handle that, Paula. With no heads, yeah. I can deal with that. I couldn't believe it in my video that I was doing. I almost forgot how I did my bread. It's a 50-year-old recipe. And I had gotten out of the knack of cooking baking bread, a lot of it. Especially the way that was made. And you'll see in the video some of my bloopers. Because I left them in. Oh, I don't think I'd want to be that big, Edith. That means a lot of work. I'd have to have a lot of people doing all the work for me. The flavor of the crawfish is in the head. Well, I've been to the cookouts, the big get-togethers, when they have crawfish. And I've seen people standing around sucking their heads and all that. Ooh, that just grossed me out. And I don't like the green baby stuff that's all over them sometimes. They can be messy when they're whole like that. But they are good. But I can do without the head. You love catching them in the creek? We used to try to catch them in the ditch that run in front of our house in North Carolina. We usually had crawdads in there. Oh, you had baked tilapia and quinoa, or whatever for supper. That sounds good. Well, I guess I'm going to have to freeze all of that s'mores bars, because if I can find room to freeze it until I go to my son's and take it over there. I'd call or contacted my neighbor up the street to see if they wanted it last night, but they were hunkered in for the night. And then they didn't get back with me this morning, so I really didn't know if they wanted it or not. So I still got it here. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anybody fix bread like I did in my video today. And I'm not telling you how I did it. You're going to have to watch the video. Yeah, tilapia is good. It's the next thing to flounder, I think. But I love my flounder, and it's been ages since I've had flounder. I'm due for some fish. It's been a bit since I've eaten any fish. I need to fix some fish. I got 26 people watching. I don't know how many's in the chat. Miss Meyer said she found my shop. I'm so very happy. Wrote you a little note. By this weekend, we'll put some up on the closet for sale. By this weekend, we'll put some up on my closet for sale. Oh, I didn't know you had a closet in there. Are you just starting one? Or maybe you've had one for a while. I don't know. Yeah, I love fried fish. Fried flounder, fried catfish, fried fish of any kind I love. Oh no, Dennis. You stabbed your friend in the foot accidentally while flounder gigging? Just starting. Okay. I've got a lot of stuff I need to list on there. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Mrs. Meyer said she found some cute things to buy from me. So excited. Well, good. It's on Poshmark, Donna. That's what we were talking about earlier. I put the link in the chat, and that's what zapped my connection to my live out. It's Poshmark.com / at Linda Hauser Linda Hauser 2 / closet / I've done forgot what it was, but you can get to it if you put Poshmark.com / at Linda Hauser 2. A page will come up that you'll see Linda's closet. Just click on that. And Mrs. Meyer said she just started one, so I'm anxious to see what she puts on hers. No, I've got vintage Tupperware, but I'm not selling any of it. I use it. Is it under Mrs. Meyer too? Your Poshmark site? Goodness me. Okay, Paula, we'll see you maybe tomorrow night. I'm not going to be on here too awfully long. I just wanted to see if I could get back on and the picture was okay and see what was going on with that other live. And I know that's what it was. I signed in to put that link in the chat. And when I signed out, it did something to the connection of the picture. You have a good night, Paula. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay well. And we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. Yeah, I've got some bowls. I've got like square, flat, or not flat, but square, I don't know what they're called, containers that are about that deep that you can store like brownies, cupcakes, that type of thing in. That's all Tupperware. I've got a Tupperware cake carrier. And my carrier thing that goes around it is starting to break apart. Oh, at Reba Meyer. Okay, let me write that down. And I'll take a look at it later on. Yeah, little did we know Tupperware would be so valuable. I love my Tupperware. I mean, I've got several pieces of it, and I would not part with it. In fact, I've been looking for places to buy more. Okay, Mrs. Meyer, that's a good deal. You have some purses you know will be posted by this weekend. Okay. I think I've seen those handles that you're talking about. Yeah, it's just like a rubber thing that like fits around the cake container, and then it's got a handle at the top. And there's a little hook on one side of it that hooks on the other that holds the handles together. And I think that's the part that's broke off where it's split. But the cake dish itself, you know, that the whole cake dish is fine. I mean, it seals down and everything just like always. I just need the new handle or the new thing that goes around the cake dish that you hold it. The carrier. There's Wilson. He made it back. When I signed in, Wilson, to put that Poshmark link in the chat and then signed out, it did something to the picture. We lost the picture because of it. The chat was still going, but the picture was gone. So I had to close out and start a new live. And when I started the new live, the picture was back on. So I know that's what it was. I just know I can't sign in like that because I'm already signed in on my camera. Make a cake and show you. Well, I might be having a cake come up pretty soon. But see, when I make a cake, that means I got to eat it. And a whole cake, oh my God. Just like these s'mores bars. There's no way I can eat all those. They're good. But you take one bite of them and you're on a sugar rush. Make a cake and show us the dish. I don't know if I could get to it right this minute. Oh, it's in the cabinet behind me. Oh. I'll never get it out without climbing up there to get it. It's up on the top shelf, and I'll have to climb up in the chairs to get to it. So I might do another video. I'll do another video on a cake or something and show you the cake holder. Yeah, I was trying to think the other day how I could make a holder. You know, I didn't know whether you could buy one separately or not. I haven't looked on the internet to find Tupperware to see if you can even order new Tupperware, or see if you can order just the handles part that goes around the cake dish. Oh, those s'mores are so good. Oh my God, they're good. But that's so much sugar. Oh my God. And I didn't add sugar. You know, a lot of the recipes tell you to put in Caro syrup or brown sugar and white sugar. I said these chips, these chocolate chips and butterscotch chips, that's enough sugar right there. You don't need to add more sugar. They are good, but oh my God, they'll do you in. One little inch by inch square I'd have all I could do to eat it. It's so sweet, but it's really good. MT says I have the cake carrier you're talking about, but I don't have the handles. Yeah, I was thinking there's got to be a way you can make another handle, you know, the carry part to go around the cake dish to carry it. There's got to be a way you can make one, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look online and see if there's any place you can order just that part of it. But I was thinking they'll probably make you order the whole cake dish just to get the carrier. All right, Dennis, I'm not going to climb up there now to get it. I thought if I could grab it and pull it out real easy, I'd show it, but I can't. I got to climb up there because it's on the very top, and then there's stuff piled on top of it. I think there's an egg dish and several other things on top. So it's not that easy just to grab it out and, you know, show it, so... I've got the bread container. I think I've stored that up because I washed it today. I eat all the bread out of it, and the bread I made today will not fit in it. It's too big around. I have to climb in chairs to get to the top of my cabinets, Donna. I can't even get into the top of my cabinets without getting in a chair. I've got stuff packed away in the little cabinet above the refrigerator back here, and I can't get to it. I mean, I have to get up in a chair or a little step ladder to get up in that cabinet. So I put stuff up there that I don't use all the time. So I don't have to get up there and dig it out. That's the drawbacks of being short. If I was 6 foot, I'd have no problem getting in there. But I don't think I'd want to be 6 foot tall. I barely remember something about they had Tupperware lunch boxes at one time. But I used to have Tupperware parties. And if you host a Tupperware party, you'd always get free Tupperware for hosting. So I ended up with a lot of Tupperware because I had a lot of parties here at my house. And of course, I ordered pieces too. And I also had crystal parties. So I got crystal glasses. I've got a big, I call it my Texas champagne glass. It's about this big around and it's about yay tall. It's a giant champagne glass. But I've got a candle and an arrangement in it. It needs to be cleaned. It's all dusty right now. They are great for leftover spaghetti. Mrs. Meyer said, I'm 5 feet, so I have to climb too. Yep, I'm only 5'2", so. Wilson said, like me, I have to have chairs to climb up high places. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, more so than just plastic storage containers you buy at the store. But I mean, mine has lasted for, oh my God, ever since I've lived in Texas. I think I had a few pieces before I moved out here, but most of it I got it after I moved here because a lot of the ladies, their husbands worked for my ex-husband. They would come to my parties, and I accumulated a lot of Tupperware. But like I said, I'm not parting with any of it. I wouldn't sell any of it because I don't know if you can buy some of the pieces that I've got again. I've never had a candle party, but like I said, I've had crystal parties. And I ended up with quite a few crystal pieces. They had a beautiful candles out here. They had a shop right down on the square when I first moved here where they actually made candles in the shop. And you could go in there and watch them make the candles. And they were beautiful candles. In fact, I'll show you one. It's real easy to get. This is one of the candles that I bought in that shop where you go in and watch them make them. And I thought it was so interesting the way they made this candle. They had bluebonnet candles that were beautiful, and I thought I had bought one of those. Right now, I don't know where it is. But they show you how the top, see how big it is, where you burn the top of it till it gets that big. And then you buy the smaller little round candles and you can put right down in the top and burn it so you don't burn your good candle. You know, you don't melt up your whole big nice candle. I mean, I think that's so pretty. I had a blue one, and all of them were different styles. They had pineapples that they made out of the wax and turned into a candle. But I loved it so much, I said, I don't want to burn it up. Then my candle's gone. And they're pretty expensive, these things. But when you burn it up here at the top, see these slits right here? They kind of light up. The flame shows through this part, all around the candle. And you don't want to burn up your candle. So I'd burn out the center of it, and then I'd put one of the smaller candles in the hole that you could, take the wick out of later and then not burn your whole candle. I mean, this candle right here, I think sold for like $50, $60. And I'd go in there every once in a while and check their rack. They had one rack that they discounted their candles on. If there was just one little something that was not perfect about it, they discount it. Like sometimes the bottom didn't cut even, straight across, and maybe the candle would, like lean one way or the other. Shoot, I'd buy one like that, take it home, and I'd cut the bottom and level it out. But I could get them for like $10, $15, where normally they sell for $60, But that's a pretty candle right there. It's ivory and pink, a pale pink. I mean, the colors don't show up exactly on the camera like on the live, how pretty it is, but that's a beautiful candle. See how the top is made? And it's so interesting to watch them make these. How they start out with just a plain wick and start dipping it in the wax, and they end up with a candle like this. I just thought it was amazing to watch them. I just wanted to get in there and make me one. That was back the first several years that I moved to Texas, back in the late 70s, early 80s. They had that candle shop on the square, and I hated it when the candle shop closed. They moved. I don't know why. But they were pretty popular. There was always people going in there buying candles, especially tourists, people that had never seen them before. MT said your aunt had a candle like that. Well, I think they were kind of popular in a lot of areas, but I had not seen them ever before until I saw them in that shop. And it amazed me. I could go in the shop and just watch them make them any day, all different types of candles, how they made them. And they actually had a knife that they cut them, and those pieces would, like they had to slice this down and then fold it over like that. And that's how they did. They started at the very bottom, slicing it down and folding it over. But mine would never turn out that good, but I had to get me a couple of them, so I did. And I bought them for gifts for quite a while. Like I bought a tall one, a real beautiful one for my daughter for Christmas one year. I think I bought her mother-in-law one. I sent those candles to some of my family for gifts. She was in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, yeah. Well, I'm sure, they weren't just here in Texas. They were all over. But I'll never forget that shop. I hated it when it closed up. I said I got too used to going in there raiding their little defective counter to get that huge discount on those beautiful candles. And sometimes there'd be candles on there when I couldn't even see what the defect was. It was so minor, I couldn't see what it could have been. So I'd buy it. Yeah, it took quite a little bit to make it, standing there dipping. You dip it in different color waxes, and depending on which candle you're making. The bluebonnet candle's beautiful too. I got one or two more around in the living room or somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I know I thought I had a brown and tan one somewhere. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I couldn't talk about it without showing it to you. Yeah, could you imagine starting with one little thin, basic piece of string is what a wick is, almost, and dipping it up and down, letting it cool, dipping it until it got that big, and then you switch and put it in a different color wax. And I remember I watched them do it. This little part right here, you can't really see on camera, but they cut that little strip and then they twisted it and then they stuck it back up there because it's a long piece of wax and it was still really soft, and they just twisted it around. See if I can show you close enough that you can see the twist in it. I don't know which one it would show the best, but it's twisted. I said I'd never have the patience to do that, and if I tried to do it, mine would break and just come off. It wouldn't turn out like that. Yeah, they're so pretty, you don't want to burn them and melt them all up, so you just put that smaller little tiny candle in the top and burn it. Don't drop it. And it's been in my house when the AC was not on, when I was on vacation, and I know the house heated up enough to melt candles, but that type of wax does not melt that easy. And my son, my poor little son, when he was little, I don't remember what grade he was in, first, second, third grade, somewhere along in there. His class made candles one time, and it was a bear. They had different molds to make, for the kids to make candles in. And he took brown wax, and they helped him melt it down, and he poured it in a bear mold, a little bear mold. It was about that tall, and it was a beautiful little bear. I didn't want to burn it because I didn't want to ruin it. I just had it sitting on the shelving unit as an ornament because I thought it was so cute. We went on vacation one year, and the kind of wax it was took very little heat to melt it. We come home, and I happened to see the bear on the shelf, and it was just a blob of wax. It broke my son's heart. He said, "Mama, the bear melted." So I don't know if they melted crayons or what it was, what type of wax they melted, but his was brown, and it was a beautiful little bear. But it broke his little heart when we came home from vacation. The house had heated up so hot that summer, in this 100 and some degree temperature, it ends up being 130, 150 degrees in the house if without AC on. And it just turned that little frog into a blob of wax. And I hated it. I mean, I felt so bad for him that it just ruined his little bear. And if I'd have known it was going to do that, I'd have put the bear in the refrigerator. I'd have kept it cold till we got home, but I didn't know it would do that. Edith says cowboy candy. Oh, you put in my Poshmark link. Thank you, Edith. Anybody's interested to go to my section of Poshmark to see what I got in there. That Edith put the link up to it. I mean, that'll take you right directly to my site itself. If you put in the Poshmark.com/Linda Hauser 2, it'll take you to a page that'll show Linda's Closet, and you can just click on that. So either one will work. Yeah, I wish I had that little bear today. I mean, I hated it that bear melted and did that. Like I said, if I'd have known it was going to melt from the heat, that the house would have got so hot it would have melted it, I would have put it in the refrigerator to keep it cool. Yeah, I ordered cowboy candy bundle as well. Well, thank you, Mrs. Meyer. I haven't seen that. I'll have to check. Or maybe I did. I know I just sent off a cowboy candy order, but I don't remember. I don't know if that was you or not. It might have been. It wasn't Mrs. Meyer. It was under a different name. So I assume Mrs. Meyer is your just your YouTube name or something. You can take about a tablespoon of that cowboy candy, chop it up really fine, mix it in with some cream cheese, and it makes the best dip. Oh, it makes the best dip that you can have. There you go, Edith. Every order supports a small business. I started it. I didn't think I'd ever sell anything, and pretty soon I had people ordering. They'd send me messages, and one lady saw the small doll bed that I made and put on there, and she wanted one that was bigger. And for one of the American dolls, I think they're like 14, 15 inches tall. They're a lot bigger than a Barbie doll. And that bed was literally made for a Barbie, or a 12-inch doll. And I made that bed for her and sent it to her. She was tickled to death over it. She bought it for her granddaughter's birthday or Christmas one year. It was just hard to ship. It was so big and it was so delicate. It was hard to figure out how to pack it in a box without it getting ruined, because I don't have all the right cartons and packaging stuff to ship stuff like that. But I sold it to her. It was $125 for that bed, and it probably should have sold for more, but that's all I charged her for it. I made it, posted it on Poshmark, and I notified her that it was listed on Poshmark, and she bought it immediately before anybody else could get it. Well, I know a lot of people, like these dumpster divers. They'll find a bunch of stuff that's real good. They clean it up and they put it on Poshmark to sell it, just like they do eBay and Etsy. I mean, I don't do that. Everything that I've put on there so far has been something that I personally had, and I've listed it, or something that I personally made, like the Damn It dolls, the doll clothes, the Barbie clothes, the furniture, and the canned goods is all stuff that I did myself. I posted some of the canned goods last year. I mean, that's something I don't run all year long. I just post that stuff once in a while because I don't have it all the time. I got Wilson and Dennis chatting back and forth here. Well, at least I know now it was my mess up, my signing in, that messed up my video picture a while ago. It wasn't the computer and it wasn't the camera. It was me signing in just to post that link. The cats are sleeping, Wilson. Little buddy's curled up on the couch sound asleep. And Lucky's in his little bedroom, his pet taxi, sound asleep. He likes it in there. He's learned that that's a warm, nice place to be instead of being outside and at 20 degrees or 10 degrees. Earlier this afternoon, he threw a fit to get out of the little pet taxi, and I thought he wanted to go out. So I opened the door, and he stuck his head out, and he come back in. It's like, no, I ain't going out there where it's cold. He came back in. He wouldn't go out. He said, I'm not no fool. I'm going to go out there and freeze my butt off. Did you name the boys? Yeah, one's Lucky and the other one's Little Buddy. I've always called Little Buddy, because from day one he was my little buddy following me around in the garden. And now I got Lucky following me around, so I got both of them. Both of them keep me company in the garden when I'm out there. I don't want to go kill no hogs, but, I loved it when my grandparents did it because I got to eat hot cracklings right out of the black pot, right over the fire in their backyard. I got in on Grandma making her sausage. I'd help her turn that hand crank to grind up her sausage and put it into the tubing, And that was some of the best sausage you could ever eat in your life. No, I didn't pick out orange cats. They picked me. They came here and adopted me. And Little Lucky is a cat. He was a kitten last year when somebody put him out. Evidently, they didn't want him. And I'm thinking they saw my videos with Little Buddy in it. And they figured, well, this will be a nice place to put this cat out, this kitten, to find it a good home. So Lucky's adopted me too. He's not quite a year old yet. He'll be a year old this spring. So he's almost a year old. And Little Buddy just showed up one day when I was in the garden, and he was there every day, all day. I started giving him treats because he acted like he was hungry. And then one day I opened the door to come in for something, and he just darted between my legs and come in the house. Like, I want in here. I couldn't stop him. He just darted between my legs and was in the house before I knew it. So, and now he does that. He comes in whenever he wants when I open the door. But they're not an indoor cat. They don't stay in all the time. I just let them come in when it's really extremely cold weather, or if it's rainy and bad weather, or if it's 110 outside. I feel sorry for them and they want to come in and cool off. Yeah, whatever happened with the cat of yours that died, Wilson, and you went to the police about it? What did they do with that guy or whoever that may have poisoned your cat? Did they ever do anything with him? Yeah, Gladys named Lucky. She said, call him Lucky because he's lucky you're feeding him. And I said, well, he looks like a Lucky, so I'll call him Lucky. Yeah, I'd love to have some good old fresh hog meat. Oh, my God. Fresh pork chops or loin cuts, or I just love to have the fresh hog sausage. Oh my God. Especially like that my grandparents made. That was the best sausage in the world. They're still looking for the person. Oh. Yeah, that'll be hard to find if somebody put poison out. because you'll never know who did it, where they were when they did it. So yeah, I'm expecting when I fill my propane tank up. Thank God I only usually do it once a year. That's going to take my whole YouTube check to fill it up. I think. I mean, depends on how much they come down on the price. And I do get a discount just for filling the tank anyway, but or if you get 200 gallons or more, you get a discount. Yeah, they will pay, Edith. I don't think I'd want to be out there as cold as it was today and yesterday and tomorrow killing hogs. Your hands would freeze. It's 20 degrees right now, and it's slowly dropping. It'll be down to 13 before the night's over. Why not? Best time to go hog hunting. Well, it might be, but you'd sure have to be bundled up in the freezing cold weather out there. You'd freeze your sweet patootie off. You'd have to have thermals on and really bundled up good. Well, I don't go hog hunting, for one. The only hog butchering I ever been in on was the ones my grandparents butchered, but they raised them right there on their farm. They didn't have to go hunt them down. They raised them. They raised hogs every year to butcher once a year to get the meat and to get the lard and the cracklings and all that good stuff. Use a bow and arrow to hog hunt. You use one of the crossbows, Wilson? My ex hunted with a crossbow, and my son has one too. I mean, they're just as powerful as a gun. I mean, you can shoot through a darn tree trunk with one. 56 now, Dennis, and raining, which you need. It's 20 degrees here right this minute. And it may be a drop to a degree or two but below that. It hasn't updated recently. Yeah, it's 19. I have to click on the weather link for it to update. It's 19 degrees right now. And it's going to keep dropping till it hits at least 12 or 13. Maybe lower. Well, it wouldn't hurt it to rain here, but not being this cold because it'll just freeze. We'll get snow for sure. But evidently it didn't rain that much, and we just got snow flurries off and on all day, and that was basically it. But it was nice to see the flurries because some of them were pretty big. I thought for sure one time there we were really going to get dumped on, but it slacked off and just got some snow flurries off and on all day. I wouldn't even be able to pull one of those crossbows back. Those things kick a bunch of power behind them. Yeah, everything's been turning green here too, Dennis, and now we get this freeze. This 3 or 4 days of freezing cold weather to kill it all, or to try to kill it all. My daffodils haven't bloomed yet, thank goodness, because they would have just frozen died. They did come up 5 or 6 inches out of the ground. And there's Mason. Hello, Mason. How's the weather in your neck of the woods? It's cold here. It's 19 degrees right now. We had snow flurries today. Oh my goodness, we've been on here an hour and 13 minutes on the second live. Oh my goodness. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Cold. I think it's cold everywhere almost, just about everywhere anyway. Dennis has got a heat wave of 56 degrees right now in Florida. And it's minus in several places where people live that were in my live earlier. It got down to 10 degrees last night here. And it didn't get above 24 degrees all day today. I can tell it's getting colder outside because I'm starting to get chilly in here. Tomorrow I have to do a one versus one tournament for our school. I was selected to do it, and we made it to quarterfinals for state championship playoffs. Well, wow, congratulations on that. San Antonio's cold now. Don't know how cold. It's 40 to 30, I guess. Yeah, even when it gets down to 40s and 30s, it's still, that's cold.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to pop in and let you know that
I just brought 2 tall Robs.
Rob going around down here on YouTube. So that you see this person using this image for a subscriber I subscribe to, buddy.
He's got somebody impersonating him. 2 tall Rob has. I brought him up.
5 minutes of fame.
That's the real 2 tall, but he's got somebody else that's using his channel name.
I know. This is a fake, and it's all wrong. Do not use his comments, his use of my likeness, his character impersonations, identity theft, or what the fuck ever you want to call it on YouTube, or being tracked and reported, and wish you well.
I mean, that's bad when you work hard to build your channel and then somebody else tries to copy your channel to get all your views and to get your people. I mean, that's disheartening. But I hope they catch whoever's doing it, because he's reported it to YouTube, and YouTube will put a stop to it. I mean, they can put whatever they want to on a channel, but they can't steal somebody else's content and use their name, their channel name. That's bad business all the way around. Mason Wilson's wanting to go hog hunting. You want to go with him? Yeah, see, Wilson, it's warmer down there in San Antonio than it is here. It hasn't been above 24 all day today. I don't think you'd want to go hog hunting in the temperatures we got up here right now. Like I said earlier, you'd freeze your sweet patootie off. Crooked snakes in the grass. Yep, that's right, Dennis. I've had people using my name on their channel. Using my name as their channel name, and I've called them, and I've messaged them, and I turned them in. Other people have put my name in their video titles, which is bad. You don't want them to do that either, because they see your name in that video title, they think it's your video, and they'll click on it to see your video, and it's not. The minute they get in there, they see it's not your video, it's somebody else's, and they're just using your name to get their views. Yep, Dennis, there's a lot of crooked snakes in the grass, I found. YouTube is no different. There's a lot of backstabbing people on YouTube. I try to stay away from them. There's a lot of good people on YouTube too, though. I found more good people than I have bad. I got 28 watching on my second live. That's not bad. Robins are all over the place. Yeah, when I see birds in my yards come to the feeder, and they're not just on the feeder, they're all over the ground, you know there's some bad weather coming. They're storing up food for the few days that the bad weather's going to hit. And that's what they were doing for a couple of days before this cold spell hit here. Well, it's bad because, you work hard to build your channel up, to get your subscribers, to get your views, and then it's so disheartening to see somebody come in and try to take that away from you. They try to just jump right on the wagon, and instead of doing all that work themselves, they try to steal the views and stuff from your channel from all the work you did. And that's not right. And I'm not talking about people coming in and advertising their channel on your lives or something like that. Most of the time, I don't care about that. If I know who it is doing it, I usually don't care. Or if they ask permission to do it, I don't care. It's the people that try to be sneaky about it that I don't like. Like that one woman, I don't even remember her name, that begged me to be a moderator on my live. And I finally made her a moderator. And immediately, one comment after the other was nothing but her link to her channel. That's all she did. I blocked her right away because I knew she was not a friend. She was not a good subscriber. She just wanted to get in there to benefit herself. And I don't like people like that. Now, people like Dennis Wilson, if you wanted to advertise your channel here, I don't care. More power to you. I'll help you. Just like Too Tall Rob. If he comes into my channel, my live, I'll talk about his channel. I'll talk about his critters. I want people to go to his channel and watch his videos. He's got an interesting channel. People like that are good people, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of backstabbers out there. Families are no different, I guess. And just like Kai, you know, he was trying to start up and get views on his channel to make a little extra money because he was working nonstop on his job, and bills were getting so expensive in Hawaii, you know, that he didn't know what he was going to do. And I tried to advertise his channel on mine as much as I could and try to help him out. But I don't know if it did any good. I mean, there was a lot of my subscribers that went and watched his videos, and I'm sure they still do, which is fine, you know, great. And I know when I went live on StreamYard, you know, he'd come in sometimes so we could see him, see who we were talking with. I mean, he's a sweet guy. I wish him the best in the world, and I'll help him any way I could, but I just don't know how to do it. But anybody can type in his name, Kai Ellis. It's K-I-A, and then Ellis, E-L-L-I-S. And I think it takes you to his channel. He's got some good videos of Hawaii and stuff on there. Yeah, just like Mrs. Meyer. I don't care. You know, she said she's just started up a Poshmark site. More power to her. I'll help her all I can. I'll advertise her. You know, I'll let her put her link in my lives all she wants for Poshmark. When she starts running stuff and actually has things for sale on there. Because she said she's just starting her channel. You saw my video making Rice Krispie dish in your oven. Well, I don't think I put it in the oven, not the Rice Krispie dish. I mixed it all up in a pot and poured it in a dish, but I don't think I put it in the oven. That Rice Krispie treats were real good. Just like that s'mores bars are good. Oh my God, they're so good. For the taste of them, I could eat them all, but I take one mouthful and that sugar does me in. Yeah, I may have. I don't remember. It's been a while back since I made that Rice Krispie treats video. I don't know what I did in it. Tell you the truth, I made a lot of videos since then. I don't remember too much about that one. Yeah, that one person that begged to be a moderator, and when I made her one, just immediately started every single post she did was just her website. I knew right then why she begged me to be a moderator, and I didn't trust her after that either. I said, well, if she's out to help herself doing that, she's liable to do whatever she can to hurt my channel. So I blocked her immediately. That's the only reason she wanted to be moderator. She knew if she was a moderator on my channel, she could post her link like that. Well, I advertise on TikTok sometimes. You know, I'll put a little short on there, and I'll put my YouTube channel address on there so people can go to the YouTube and see my videos. But I don't really post videos on there. I mean, I post little shorts of the kitty cats, the fur babies, with music playing, and that's about it. Mix hot peppers in Rice Krispie treats? Oh, I don't know how that would be. Yeah, I know that's something that you don't do. Yeah, I mean, I didn't trust her after she did that, because I didn't know who she was, and she kept begging and begging and begging to be a moderator. So I was curious as why she wanted to be a moderator so bad. That's one reason I made her a moderator, and then I saw what she was doing. And I said that's the only reason she wanted to be a mod, is so she could post that link. And I said that was a sneaky way to do it, so I just blocked her. She's still blocked. Because I didn't trust her after doing that, you know. I didn't know what else to expect from her, so I just went to the shop and ordered something. Oh, Donna, you went to Poshmark and ordered something from my site? Well, thank you. I'm going to have to check it out, because that means I got to get some stuff in the mail. I may have to post more stuff. I'll see what I got left. Well, thank you, Tamara. I try to make it interesting. I don't want every single video to be the exact same thing, because I know people will get bored with it. I had one subscriber tell me, I love your channel because you never know what to expect. You're always doing different videos, and I love that. It's never the same video, because I do everything from gardening, cooking, crafting, you name it, shopping, fishing. Which I need to get me a fishing video pretty soon, but the weather's got to change drastically before I can do that. And another reason I haven't done as many fishing videos is because they've changed so much about my fishing spots. They messed my fishing spots up. Like they did away with my fishing pier here where I live. And the other place, people got on them because they were always getting their lines, their hooks caught in the underbrush and stuff in the water. So they went in there and dredged it all out. Now the fish are not there like they used to be. And I said, you know, they were not fishermen. They don't know what they're doing fishing to tell them to clean out the bushes and stuff in the water, because that's where the fish hang out. I've never been ice fishing, Dennis. That'd be kind of interesting. I've never been fishing in the wintertime. And I've never been ice fishing. But I guess fish will bite just as good in the cold weather as they do the warm weather. I just haven't been fishing when it's cold. Oh, wow, Mrs. Meyer. Lots of orders this evening for you. That's awesome. Well, wow. I'm going to have to check it out when I end this live and see what I got going on. I don't want to go out when it's freezing cold to try to fish. I'm too cold-natured. I'd freeze. Yeah, I'm not going to go ice fishing either. I'd have to have a heated igloo above me and a hole in the ice to fish through for me to even think about going. Well, thank you, Mrs. Meyer. Yeah, you see the real me in my videos. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't pretend anything. It's real life. And that's one thing I like about Dennis's channel he's got going on. He posts videos and stuff, usually short ones, but his is interesting because it's real, it's life, you know. He's got his grandkids there, and he said his grandkids is the reason he started it anyway, because they wanted him to post videos. Pork rinds and fatback. That sounds good to me. I love both. Just wish I could find some fatback out here, real fatback. Like I said, what I found that they call salt pork or whatever, it looks like a cube of bacon salted. And that's not fatback. That's not the fatback like we got back in North Carolina. Fatback, the way I know it, is just pure fat. There's no lean meat in it at all. No, I don't want beef tripe. You can keep it. You can have my share of beef tripe. I don't want it. Thank you very much. The one thing about it, if you go ice fishing or go fishing in weather like this, you don't have to worry about the snakes because they're going to be somewhere hibernating. They don't move around in the cold weather. I realize that's why a lot of these outdoor camping survival type videos that you watch, they're good, but you notice there's a lot of them that they do in cold weather. That way they don't have to worry about snakes around their campsite. What about some fresh fish? What? Trash? Fresh fish. That's what. No, fresh chicken. I'll buy my chicken at the store, thank you. I'm not growing it and I'm not butchering chicken to eat fried chicken. I don't want chicken feet either, Wilson. You can have my share of them. Yeah, see, a lot of people don't know what you're talking about when you mention cracklings. It's like, what? You'd have to go buy, tell them you wanted the hide of a hog with nothing but the fat attached to it, take it home, slice the rind or the skin off of it, chop up the fat in cubes and throw it in a pot and fry it until all the grease cooks out and you got those brown cracklings floating to the top. Dip them out with a strainer and put them out on paper towels. And oh my God, that is some good eating right there. Just salt it down and just eat you some warm cracklings. Oh, that would be so good. Yep, that's a southern treat, y'all. Cracklings. Just like when I told you I went in the restaurant and the first day we hit Granbury, I thought I had my mind set, my stomach was set on a pulled pork sandwich. And the guy that owned the restaurant there that waited on us, he said, "Lady, we don't have, this is cow country. We don't have pork here. We have beef barbecue." Nobody in Texas had pulled pork. We got one restaurant here now that has pulled pork, but I don't know if it's the authentic pulled pork or not. Not like I'm talking in North Carolina. I've never been in the restaurant. I've never bought any of it. And The only pulled pork I've ever bought in Texas had the red sauce on it. And that's not North Carolina style pulled pork. And I've never went in there to find out because I'm afraid if I go in there and order me some pulled pork, it's going to have red sauce on it, and I don't want it that way. I want the authentic vinegar and oil and spices and garlic and all that stuff in it. Oh, that's a shame, Dennis. He's been in business since 1971 and they're going out of business. That's over 50 years in business. What, 54 years in business just to close their doors? That's sad. I wonder why they're going out of business. Is it because the owner maybe is retired or... Extra crispy, Donna says. Oh man, I could eat my weight in some cracklings right now. Good old warm cracklings, salted down. My blood pressure wouldn't eat them, but I'd sure love them. I remember when my grandparents would butcher hogs. I call it the witch's pot. Because it was a huge one of those black cast iron pots with the claws, the legs on the bottom, the feet, or whatever you call it, and you build your fire up under it. They'd chop up the fat off of that hog and throw it in that pot. Wouldn't be no grease in it when they started piling the fat in there. But after it'd been cooking for a while, gradually, all that grease would cook out of the fat. And pretty soon the cracklings of the fat would float to the top. And it would be brown and it would be half the size it was when it first went in the pot. And my grandparents would start dipping it out with a strainer thing and putting it out on spread towels and stuff to drain. And we'd get there with a salt shaker and start salting and start eating. That was good. I don't remember ever putting black pepper to it, but we sure put a little salt to it and I started eating. Oh, I see. He died and son kept it going. Now he's retiring. And usually, it's sad to say, that's why a lot of businesses close. The owners either pass away or they retire. And they don't want to, do it anymore. They sell out. Somebody takes over the business. And it may not be the same type of shop anymore. I haven't had good crackling since my grandparents passed away. Or not since they passed away, since they quit farming. They got elderly and they quit farming. They rented the farm out to other people. And of course they quit butchering hogs and all that. So I haven't had good crackling since all that stopped. And that was many, many years ago. It's funny how topics come up like that, cracklings. A lot of people out here wouldn't even know what I was talking about. What's cracklings? But, it's different in a lot of areas of the country. People live a little differently. They eat different foods. They have different lifestyles. Yep, it is 10 p.m. It's 10:01 here. Oh, goodness, we've been on another almost 2 hours. That makes almost 3 hours we've been live tonight. You like Bakenit brand pork rinds, but you taste them for an entire day. I love pork rinds. Real good pork rinds that are not so hard. I like the ones at least you can bite and chew up. I could eat the whole bag at one time. Yep, and eat the whole bag. They're like popcorn. You start eating them, you can't stop till they're gone. Well, we've been doing this for almost 3 hours. I guess I should let y'all go. A lot of you need to get to bed, get some sleep. I'm probably going to get over there and, well, I need to check out Mrs. Meyer's site on Poshmark. And I need to check to see what I've sold on my site, to see what I might need to start boxing up. Sometimes they're bare like eating rocks. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten hold of bags of pork rinds where about half of them were so hard you couldn't even chew them up. You couldn't even break them, they were so hard. I like the ones, at least when you bite into them, they'll go crunch like a potato chip and you can chew them. Some brands are a little bit better than the others. I usually get the dollar store brand, or I'll get Walmart's brand of pork rinds. Oh, tennis, popcorn. I love some popcorn, but I can't eat popcorn. But I love it. I used to could eat my weight in popcorn. Dennis says, staying up. Good night. I'm sorry, y'all. The heater's blowing the air up. And I guess it's coming in my face and it's causing me to... Yeah, with extra butter. Oh, my God. I love good buttered popcorn. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for coming into my live and then coming back into the new live tonight and sticking with me. I enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Y'all stay warm, stay safe, sleep tight tonight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. And I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.